You say it like, oh, obviously.
Hi everyone. I want to dedicate this week's Dvar Torah to my mom, whose birthday would have been a couple of days ago. One of the incredible examples my mom set for me and my siblings was her volunteering as a chaplain for Jewish patients at Toronto's major hospitals. In that spirit, I also dedicate the Dvar Torah to the full and complete recovery of those who are battling COVID-19 and those who are slowly regaining their strength. This week's Parsha, Eikev, was my Bar Mitzvah Parsha. You'd think it would be easy to give a Dvar Torah about your Bar Mitzvah Parsha, but I have found it harder and harder to draw lessons from this Parsha as I get older and as I've studied it more. It's full of warnings and rebukes, bringing up transgressions past, like the Chet HaEgel, and future, like worshipping other gods when Bnei Israel inherit the land. In fact, Hashem tells us, Lo b'tzidkatcha u'v'yosher levavecha. It's not by your merit, but rather by the wickedness of the inhabitants of the land and the promise made to Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. And yet, in several places, the Parasha, Moshe, promises reward and redemption, promises the fruits and sustenance of a land overflowing with milk and honey, fruits and grains, iron and copper. It's full of contradictions, and it's not simply a do good and you shall have good, do evil and you shall have punishment dialectic. So, what conclusions can we draw? What lessons can we learn to apply to our lives, altered and arrested as they may be these days? I've been learning Nevi'im with my younger son this past year, and we're now studying Sefer Shoftim, the Book of Judges. The one theme that colors every element of Sefer Shoftim is the disunity of Bnei Israel and their repeated forsaking of both their fear of Hashem and their tribal confederation and commitments. Hashem's statement in Parashat Eikev his statements are borne out by their transgressions in Shoftim. From the refusal of some tribes to help Dvorah and Barak near the beginning of the Sefer, to the terrible episode of the violated woman at the end of the Sefer, the tribes and the people of Israel stand alone. And this brings me back to one of the most famous and evocative statements in our Parsha. In seeing how Bnei Israel will act in years to come, Moshe describes them as saying, Kochi ve'otzem yadi asali et hachayal hazeh. My strength and the might of my arm has accomplished all of this for me. 3 times the pasuk indicates me and my. When we stand alone, all manner of misfortune will happen. The entire Sefer Shoftim bears this out. But when we stand together with purpose, with practice, and with kindness, the kind of kindness that we see in our Parsha, where we're also told, Ve'ahavtem et hager ki gerim heitem be'eretz Mitzrayim. When we do this, Hashem speaks to us as one and promises us a powerful and wonderful future. As the Parsha concludes, Kol hamakom asher tidroch kaf raglechem bo lachem yehiyeh. Every place where your feet, of all of you, every place where your feet tread, shall be yours together. May we all continue to navigate these troubled times with purpose, with kindness, and with unity. Shabbat Shalom.